Okay, we have got to talk about calories in versus calories out. This is one of the greatest myths of all time. When I started going to school to become a registered dietitian, this was the first thing they taught us. So they got on the blackboard, because that's back when blackboards existed. And I remember my professor writing, a pound of fat has 3,500 calories. Now, if you want to lose a pound of fat, you have to eat or burn 3,500 less calories than you consume. This is the math behind it. So the whole theory is that if you cut out 500 calories a day, so if you eat 500 calories less than you normally do, then over 7 days, 7 times 500 is 3,500. So over 7 days, you have a deficit of 3,500 calories, so you will lose 1 pound of fat. Okay, who's that working for? Nobody. It is a very flawed theory, and there have been so many research studies to debunk this. And I myself, this has never worked for me. But that's what I was taught in school, and that's what we would use when I was creating diets for clients. So I went on to get a master's degree in nutrition, and I now study the gut. All of my interest is in the gut. So metabolism, as we know it, takes place in the gut. Now, this word metabolism, it basically means how we burn our calories. And burning is an oxygen process. So calories are actually calculated by taking a food. This is so interesting to me. They take a food, they grind it up, they make a little pellet of it, they put it in a container, they burn that food, and basically they're looking at how much energy it takes to raise, there's some water in there, but how much energy it takes to raise the water by a degree. So essentially, it's looking at the potential energy in a food. Now, that concept is really cool, and it kind of translates in the sense that we know that fats take longer to burn, proteins, carbs, those ones burn a little bit faster because they both have 4 calories per gram, fats have 9. So it helps us see it like in a scientific way that, yeah, one type of food's going to take a little longer to burn than another, but it doesn't account for your personal biochemistry and your personal microbiome, what's going on in your gut, because these are actually what burn your food. So depending on the balance of bacteria, bugs, yeast, fungus, molds, all those things in your gut, you're going to metabolize or burn your food differently than if you had a different set of bacteria. So what I see a lot in clients that come and do the microbiome gut testing with me, who struggle with weight or diabetes or any type of metabolic condition, what I see happen all the time is they come up with specific bacterias that upset their metabolic process. So what that means is it upsets the oxygen, hydrogen, methane, the gases in their gut, which literally burn our food up. So are you with me here? Metabolism is a burning process or a fuel producing process. And if you have an incorrect balance of bacteria in your gut, you're not going to have the proper substances to burn your food. Meaning, it doesn't matter how few calories you're eating. If you have these bacterias, you are going to extract more calories from that food, or you're not going to absorb the nutrients in the food. So an example, there's one specific bacteria that I see come up all the time. And this bacteria will take sulfur foods. So that's foods like dairy, eggs, cheese, it's in onions, the broccoli family. It'll take sulfurs from those foods and it will turn them into a different form of sulfur. And that form of sulfur, what it does is it basically paralyzes your gut. So the gut isn't able to digest as quickly. You might get constipation, brain fog, all of the indigestion symptoms. You'll have bloating, gas, all those things. It'll just be really uncomfortable. But also, you'll gain weight because that food is just sitting in your digestive tract without the right balance to burn or metabolize or absorb the nutrients. So with the food just sitting there with the wrong combination of gases, your body will actually over absorb the nutrients. So it can take something that's like 100 calories and it might absorb 500 calories. So are you seeing how this calories in, calories out myth is exactly that? It's a myth. It's important to look at the balance of bacteria in your gut to understand that it's not as simple as writing a math formula on the board. It's a very intricate process at looking in the gut and getting the right balance. Okay, that's all for now. Talk to you later.